It occurs to me that if atheists believe that God is a creation of man, cannot then the atheist create God for himself? Fuck stain douche nozzle cock monkey. When I posit that perhaps the atheist can divine a God, pun intended, of not necessarily his liking but rather one that falls within the realm of his acceptability, I don't seek to obliterate what Merriam and Webster have boiled down as their terse definition of an atheist, but rather to seek fissures within that minimalist description whereby the atheist seeking faith can avail himself of some of faith's benefit without abandoning his intellectualization of the unanswerable questions. Peckerhead, fuck monkey, big fat lady with a big red cunt. The atheist sees God as an elaborately orchestrated fantasy born of mankind's innate, indeed seemingly genetic predisposition to knowing, alongside his likewise innate attachment to hierarchy. Boner. Asshole. A boner, crammed into an asshole. My boner. Your asshole. The atheist rejects this out of hand and prefers instead to accept life on earth as aloneness in a godless universe. Underpants. Should this have as an inevitable byproduct a requirement of not participating in a sense of wonder? It could be said that deistic spirituality certitude results in a more limited sacred realm than that possessed by the atheist in that by not believing in a particular dogma, he possesses a less limited openness to the unknowable. Fuck stick. Is nothingness any less likely than being? I don't think it is. I believe that being is more likely than nothingness, and even less inexplicable. Monkey fuck, were life and its concomitant consciousness not to exist, the explanation of nothingness would be even thornier than life itself. Why not life? Turd. Fuck. The indefatigable predisposition of organisms to self-perpetuate seems to me to be more logical than sacred. To reject the notion of a caring God, and certainly an interventionist one, should not, in my opinion, disqualify an individual from shaping a conception of the inconceivable that is absent the relative anthropomorphization of spirituality that characterizes much of religion. Tits. Big tits. Big tits with little nipples. Little tits with big nipples. In one way of thinking, the act of doing so wrenches the atheist from his carefully cultivated self-definition as such and into the less purist arena of the agnostic, an act that the atheist will resist kicking and screaming. Perhaps the atheist cannot have it both ways. The eye of that needle might be too tight for even the thinnest thread. Poop-shoot persons of faith will sometimes project upon the atheist a damnation of sleeping in the bed they have made, and that is fair enough. Rum job. For me though, the rejection of all extant thought on the matter of existence is not mutually exclusive with spirituality in its broadest interpretation. Atheism to me seems as much rooted in professing not to know as it is in knowing what is not. With this as a canvas to paint upon, the atheist is permitted malleability unavailable to the agnostic. Scrotum. It permits science and learning to befuddle previous conceptions, and burgeoning spirituality to do the same. Atheism can be regarded as the apex of closed-mindedness, or it can be regarded as the opposite, depending on the disposition of the individual. Minge. Scabby fuckwhistle. Over the course of the development of English prosody, words have proven themselves not to be statues hardened in the kiln, but rather clay, adaptable and if not outright changeable, at least adaptable and unfinished. Cocksucker. Clay will always be clay, but it can become a saucer or a cup according to the whims of the potter. Perhaps this kind of ratiocination reflects a certain cowardice, but perhaps also, it indicates the highest bravery. Bastard. Bitch. Bastard. Words are the sole inhabitant of the philosopher's toolkit, but you can still pound a nail with a wrench. Disbelief is the sole inhabitant of the atheist's toolkit, but perhaps he can still use its essential insufficiency to birth a power greater than himself. At least, for my own sake, I hope so. Douche fuck. Cock fuck ass douche. Nipple tit. Fuck.